Hi, this is Sandy Patia. Today's video is a bit of a drawn-out video about technology and the way technology moves on, and how those of us that are in the older category and have relied on technology from the past and not moving on create problems for themselves, and I'm now creating a problem for myself that I need to get fixed today. So if you're interested, please watch the rest of the video. Thank you for now. Good morning, this is Sandy here from Talk of Thailand, and today's video is about change, actually, about keeping up with technology, and for us that have got a bit older, and how we maybe don't want to keep updating and moving ahead with technology. And I have a real problem today, actually. I've had it for 2 or 3 days now, and I'm going to get it fixed this morning, sometime today anyway. Now, I remember when back in the 90s, when I first took a job with a Norwegian shipbuilder in Osteinvik in Norway, I was working with a couple of older Norwegian engineers who were involved in the shipbuilding industry, etc. And I was quite amazed. These guys who were coming up to retirement then, and I'm talking about 1993, I suppose, 92, 93. Very nice guys, but they didn't want to move with technology. They had been given laptop computers, which were just coming into fashion and were big, bulky items, actually. Car phones, mobile phones were the type that you had the handset in the car and a big lump of technology in the boot of the car. And when we used to go to these technical meetings together, and we would sit down, I'd get my laptop out and my calculator out, and they'd sit there with a notebook and a slide rule. Now, for those who don't know what a slide rule is, I won't bore you with all the details, but it was something that took some learning to use. And it was something when I done my engineering and electrical things way back many years ago. It was the tool of the future. It was like a modern day calculator if you could use a slide rule. But 20 years later, when I was working with these Norwegians, we had scientific calculators which had been out for some time, and you could do virtually anything with these scientific calculators, engineering calculators, and of course we had programs getting developed, and we had laptops, so there was no need to carry around a slide rule. But some people don't want to change. It's technology that you've been used to all your life. You know what it does. You're confident in your use of it, and you know your answers are going to be 100%. And I remember having several long discussions about this with these guys. And I did talk them over to doing calculations on the scientific calculators or the computers. But, you know, every time I would notice that they would get the slide rule out and double check the answer. Isn't that amazing, eh? They didn't trust modern technology. They went back then. So, that's that story. But why have I got a problem today? Well, my problem today is that all my life, I've always worn a watch. And when I retired, I had a very good watch. It was a high-end Seiko watch. Very nice watch. I'd had it for several years, I suppose. But it was a good quality watch. Even the strap, the stainless steel strap for the watch, cost more than a lot of normal watches just to get the strap replaced. Well, I think one day I was travelling back to Thailand from UK or something like that, and I had maybe 1 or 2 beverages too much, and I was slightly inebriated. And when I was going through the search before getting on an aeroplane, I left this watch in the tray where I'd had my wallet and all the rest of it, going through the search area. And it was significant, even as I'm sitting on the plane, and the stewardess came on and announced, "Has anybody left a watch in departures. And I thought, what stupid people. And I didn't even think of looking at my wrist. I thought, why would anybody leave a watch in departures, you know? And it wasn't actually well into the flight that I glanced down at my wrist and, horrified, I seen I didn't have my watch on. Oh no, I realized right away that what they were talking about was my watch. Somebody knew what flight I was on and they tried to get a message to get my watch back to me, and I ignored it. So I arrived in Thailand and I'd lost my watch. So I bought myself another one. Now then, this is where it gets a bit complicated because I don't actually remember which watch I bought. I think it was this watch, which is a Titus. I remember buying this downtown. It was either in the new Terminal 21 or it was in Central, and I think I paid about 6,000 or 7,000 bahts, nearly £200 for this watch anyway, which was on a sale at the time. And it's a nice looking watch that I purchased. It's totally black, nice black strap, which was coming into vogue at that time, and I've used that continuously since then. Well, middle of last year, I had a problem with this watch. The battery went flat. Now then, this brings me back to my last Seiko watch that I lost. Just before I lost it, actually, I needed to get a new battery for that watch. And I was in Pattaya at the time, and I went down to a shop just at the bottom of Pattaya Klang near Beach Road, at the crossroads there. There's a jeweller's shop with a little watch repair shop sitting outside. The owner's the same. And I give him my watch to put a new battery in. Now, I did have this watch serviced, so I knew it was in good condition. But anyway, I give him this watch to get it serviced, and he opened the watch up and put a battery in and then said, "Mister, your watch is not working. It's not the battery, the watch is defective." He said, "But I think I can fix." And he immediately started taking all the bits out of the watch. And I just stood there in amazement and looked, and I thought, how can that be? I'm sure it's just a battery, but this is Pattaya. And I immediately knew I was being scammed, actually, to be truthful. But I didn't want to say too much because my watch was all lying in bits all over his desk, actually, by this time, several bits. And he then said to me, "Look," he said, "I can do a full service. I can get this watch fully up to speed for you, almost like new. I'll even put a new Gorilla Glass on the front, so it's scratch proof. The glass on there was scratched, which I knew it was." He says, "And it will look like a new watch." How much? I think he charged me about 2,000 bahts, about £50. I was annoyed. I was very, very annoyed. But what could I do? It's the watch is in bits. If I told him to put it back together again, what guarantee did I have that he'd put it all back together correctly, or etc.? So I agreed, I paid it, and he did. He put it all back together, and it worked well until I drunkenly lost it at an airport coming back from the UK. But it was a scam. It was a scam, and I knew it. Well, last year, 6 months ago, I went to Big C in Pattaya Klang, and it's the biggest Big C, I think, in Pattaya, and it's right in the centre, Pattaya Klang. And just as you go in the main doors, there's a little watchman sits with his desk, etc., and his cabinet full of watch straps, etc., on the right. And I thought, okay, I need a new battery for this watch. So I took it in. I said, "Here," I said, "can you do something for this watch? Can you check this battery out in this watch?" So I stood there, and he opened up the watch very quickly, as they do, and checked the battery. I see him get a new battery out of the packet, put it in, and then he said, "Mister, your watch is broken." I thought, my God, it's an expensive watch. I said to him, "It's an expensive watch. It's only a year old. How can it be broken?" He said, I don't know, but it's broken, but I can fix it for you. Here we fucking go, I thought. Here we go again. How much? Oh, I can do it all for 1,200 bahts. And I guarantee for 1 year. Okay. Do it. Because I didn't want to go look somewhere else and I wasn't sure where else to go at that time. Just do it and fix it. And I was seething. I didn't want to talk to him. I went away for an hour, blah, blah, blah. I came back, paid him the money, got my watch. Didn't even say thank you. Left. And that was it. Well, as things turned out, I wanted to buy another watch anyway, and I bought one on a visit slightly later to that, to UK, because I missed my Seiko. But then when I was looking on eBay, I saw this watch, which is a Loris. If I can get it into the picture, there it is, which is a Loris. But it's got a leather strap, and I've never been keen on leather straps, but when I was looking on eBay for a Seiko, actually, I saw this, and it was going very, very cheap, and it was, it's a good quality watch, and I think on eBay it was about £35. So I bought it, and I was quite happy with it. I would use that when I was going golfing, etc. But one day, the pin here, where am I? The pin here must have got bent and the strap come off, and anyway, and it's been like that since I went back to wearing this watch, the Titus watch, which is a good looking watch. Not the easiest of watches to see in various lights. In lights, actually, it's not the easiest to see. Black face, the steel little dials inside. I went back to wearing that. So just a few days ago, one morning I woke up and it stopped, and I thought, okay, battery's gone. But this is the watch that last year, only 6 months ago, the guy in Big C put a new battery in, serviced it, told me it was guaranteed for a year, and I thought, right, you little prick, it's coming back to you. So yesterday I went down to Big C, and I gave him my watch. I said, you done a service on this watch 6 months ago, you put a new battery in it. I said, it's slowed down. And he said, when I put it in, I knew it was around July last year. I said, July last year. So he opened it and he could see it was one of his batteries, etc. And then he said, he take the battery out. He said, battery, no problem. He said, you have a problem in your watch. I said, well, it's not my problem. I said, it's your problem, because you serviced the watch and you told me it was guaranteed for a year. And it's an expensive watch, a relatively expensive watch anyway. So he went in and he said, oh, no. He said, everything okay, but maybe the oil no good in the watch. Maybe I have to clean everything out and put new. Okay, I say, you guaranteed this watch, so you have to get it working again. But he said, no. He said, I'm not doing that. He said, not my problem. He said, your problem. He said, everything I do, it's okay. Once again, I was totally pissed off with the same guy. I say, okay, how much now to get it all back to going properly again? He said, 800 bahts, £20. And it wasn't the monetary value that came into it, it was just the principle. I said, fuck you. I said, put it back together, I'll take it somewhere else. And when he put it back together, I made sure that it was still going, because it was running slow then. It started again, but running slow. And I saw it was working, so I was fairly confident he'd put it all back together properly. But it didn't cure my problem. I didn't have a watch to wear. And this is where I come back to old habits die hard. These days, not so many people have watches. They use it. They're reliant on their phones, the telephones. But some people have these new watches that can communicate with the telephones, can take your heart rates and all the rest of it. So The old style watches are probably going out of fashion, and this is a bigger problem for companies, of course, like Rolex and Omega and similar, all these Swiss watches. The technology is moving away from them, as it did with Fuji and the Fuji film for the cameras, etc. That's all going to the past, and very soon I think a lot of that will be virtually non-existent. The only thing that they have in their name is watches like Rolex, Omega, etc., is their historic reputation and the value that people put on them, and the value that the owner gets from being seen with a classic watch on his wrist. But putting it bluntly, who the fuck cares what you've got on your wrist? Nobody else looks at it but yourself normally. But old habits die hard, and that's where once again I'm coming back to it. I'm used to having a watch on my wrist, and it's very, very hard to go out anywhere and not be able to look at my watch to see what the time is. So today, in the next part of this video, I'm going downtown. I'm not going to go to Big C in Paddy Klang, and I'm not going to go down to the man at bottom of Paddy Klang near Beach Road either. Today I'm going to go into the Soy Bacau, just round the corner from Paddy Klang. There's been a watch shop there for many years, and this morning I've done some research on the internet, and many people recommend that little shop there. I know exactly where it is. It's where many people stand outside to catch the bus to go down, the little buses to go down Soy Bacau. So I'm going to go down there shortly with my wife, and I'm going to take this watch. I'm going to take this one, get a new strap put on it, and get a new battery put in it, because I think that's running slow. I'm going to take this one, get it checked over, get a new battery put in it. So that's two watches. And then this morning, this is interesting to me anyway, because this morning my wife said, what about this watch? Oh, no, I have some vague recollection of this watch, and I don't even remember really where I bought it. But it's a Rado, and it's a very, very nice looking watch. And I do remember vaguely, but I don't know why I stopped wearing it. I don't know whatever, but it's not working. And I don't even know if it's a real Rado. Maybe I bought it downtown. Maybe it's a copy. But it's a very, very nice looking watch, just the same. All the things inside here look good. It looks authentic. But when I look at the prices on the internet for this make and model of watch, it's big, big money. And I know I didn't pay big money for it. So it may be a snide. But I've had it on my wrist, and it looks quite a nice watch actually, even if it's a snide. So I'm going to get that repaired also, and then I'll have 3 watches. So hopefully I'll be able to have a watch on my arm all the time. So I'll keep you updated how we get on. I'll show you where we're going, and that's it for now. I'll see you downtown. Thank you. Bye for now. So here we are on Paddy Klang, down that way to the beach, and this here is Soy Bacau, where we're going to find this watch shop. Ready, Cap? And here we are looking to Soy Bacau, and here you see where the taxi bus is waiting. That's where it's usually a big queue along here when the tourist season's open. People waiting to get the taxi bus to go along Soy Bacau. And here we see on the left various watch repairs. But I like to look at that one.
You mean you need leather brand or rubber?
You can let me see both. Huh? So here we are in Soy Bacau in the shop, very good, just in the corner, first place round the corner. You tell me the problem with the one that I got changed 7 months ago here. He said they put a very low quality battery in. He said he checked it out, he said there was no problem with the watch, but the battery quality is no good, and he's putting in a decent battery. The other one, I've got a new battery and a new strap and one more to go. But this is a good place to come in Pattaya if you're looking to get your watches done. And it's very convenient for Soy Bacau. Yeah. So we decided to try this Thai herb plus. Thai herbs. Different. Hi, so I just want to conclude on the video that I was talking about the watches, which happened to be yesterday actually. Because after we left the watch shop and we were riding back, and I was going to finish the video later yesterday afternoon, we saw this kiosk that you see with these Thai herbs, and when we went there was quite a crowd standing there, and all drinking out these little white cups. But we went in, and my wife bought 2 cups of some sort of juice. And then we were drinking that, and we asked what was in these white cups, and they said, well, it's Thai herbs with warm water. You can help yourself to them here, you know. So Thai herbs, as I later found out, is also known as marijuana and also known as cannabis, and it's reported to be in that form fairly harmless. But I can tell you, I had 2 cups of the herby water, and I had one of the drinks, and by the time I got home I felt quite strange actually, and I went and lay down, and I went to sleep for about 3 hours. So those herbs are a bit more than what I expected. Anyway, to go back to the watch shop, you know, the charges he made to me is 120 bahts per battery for 2 watches, and the third watch was 80 bahts, which is 240, 320, and 350 bahts for a new leather strap. Now the leather straps I saw in that guy's in Big C, they were all around 1200 bahts for the similar quality leather straps. What a rip-off. Anyway, so I paid a total of 670 bahts, 3 watches up and fully running, a new watch strap on, and that Pratt in Big C wanted to charge me 800 bahts just to get the one that he had screwed up back working again. So this is Thailand. Be careful. I tell myself. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's maybe been a little bit long. I'm sorry about that, but if you have enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done already, and like, and please tell your friends. I've got some very interesting videos coming up very soon. You need to keep an eye on our website as well, which is talkofthailand.com, www.talkofthailand.com. There's some interesting information coming up there, and particularly for those in other parts of the world, I would say. So once again, thanks for watching, and most importantly, stay safe. Thank you. Bye for now.